Hello, welcome once again to Tim's Challenge, where I try to draw that fine line between expressing some of the major challenges that we face every day in this crazy, crazy world and offending everybody as I do so. Well, my name is Tim and I'll be your challenger for today. Well, it's been almost 2 weeks since my last video. And in the last video was part one of something, and I've waited this long for part two. But it's a crazy world. I just learned today that our president, the big guy, the big guy is now not content with just spreading LGTB, QIA, etc. in this country through the use of our public schools. This is true. He has a initiative to expand this globally. He's already had a couple of conferences and through the Peace Corps. So the Peace Corps is now on board with the woke movement and spreading the trans movement globally. They've already had a couple of conferences in a couple of countries, and I think one of the cities was Transylvania. That was a joke. That was a joke, but the rest of it's true. Crazy, crazy stuff. Who would know a few years ago that our society would be going in the direction it is? It's just, the challenges are almost daunting, but that's what these videos are all about. I'll articulate some of the challenges and hopefully bring some encouragement and some common sense solutions. Well, last time we talked about 8 battles that you can and you should choose to have with your kids. They say that you have to choose your battles. Otherwise, if you don't choose your battles, your life will be a battleground 24/7, especially if you're rearing children in today's crazy, crazy world. So let's go over these. I'll review the first 4 really quickly. Otherwise, you can go down and review the video if you haven't seen it. By the way, thank you for all the views. Are y'all really, what constitutes a view? If somebody clicks on it and watches for 2 seconds, is that a view? That didn't do much good. But I don't know. Do you have to watch it all the way through for it to be a view? I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, watch these videos clear to the end. Number 1, the reading fight. Make your kids read, because reading is tied to everything from cognitive development to focus. How many kids do you know that don't have much focus? Reading helps with that. Focus. Number 2, the outside fight. Make your kids go outside. The natural world teaches us things that no screen can teach us. Number 3, the work fight. Make your kids work. I call this the chore fight. Divide up the labor that has to go into operating a house on a daily basis and get your kids doing it. You are not their slave. Teach them how to plan a meal, shop for the meal, show them how much money it costs to buy groceries, and cook the meal, serve the meal, clean up after the meal, do laundry, make their bed, all this kind of stuff. Isn't it weird how kids today want to change the world, but they don't know how to make their own bed? That doesn't make any sense to me. You have to take care of yourself before you can take care of the world. Number 4, the meal fight. Make your kids eat as a family. I love this sentence, so I'll repeat it. Our lives are a blur of incessant activity. Meals together are a physical pause to recover a truth so easily sacrificed at the altar of busyness. Does that sound like your family? Just crazy busy all the time? You don't have time for some of these crucially important things because you're busily doing things that are expedient and have to be done right now. I know what you're talking about. The boredom fight. Now we get into the new ones. The boredom fight. Make your kids live with boredom. I'm bored just reading this. Don't show a DVD on every car ride. Now, if it's a long ride, break out the screens, babe. Break them out. But if it's a short drive, make your kids look out the frickin' window. Count the red cars or something. Talk together. Learn a song and sing it together. Okay, boredom fight. Take that fight up with your kids. It says, it's hard as a parent to deal with the assault of boredom complaints. But if you give in and fill up their time with external stimuli, you'll raise an activity addict. Make them learn how to just be. I love these. Aren't these good? I don't know where they came from. I found them on the internet. It's probably been bopping and slopping around the virtual universe for years, and I happened upon it, and it's a treasure map. It's a treasure. Number 6, the me first fight. Make your kids go last. Not every time for everything, obviously, but enough to remember that the world doesn't revolve around their belly button. Take the smallest piece. Give up the remote. Do someone else's chores. Get their least favorite choice. They won't like it, but they need it. Number 7, the limitation fight. Learning to live within limits is a valuable life skill. In fact, many adult problems arise from an inability to accept them. Screen time limits, dietary limits, activity limits, schedule limits are all good. As a parent, you have to pick your battles. They're not easy, but they're worth the fight. These are, I only covered 7. There's 8 of them. You know what? I'm going to save the 8th one. I think it's crucially important. So I'm going to save it for a special video. Maybe the video will be a real short one just for that one, but it's really super important. I'll call it the values fight. And values, imparting values doesn't have to be, in fact, should not be a fight, but it's got to be a conversation you have to have with your kids. That's going to do it for today. Thank you for the views, for the likes, and for the comments. Comment so I know that you've gotten something out of this. And also, don't forget, these videos are also available on YouTube under Tim's Challenge.